Good evening. Welcome to another Wizards Outlook. The preseason finale is just wrapped up. Maybe about an hour or so ago. The Washington Wizards defeated the Detroit Pistons 99-96. Cardell Dudley Jr. We got Raymond Lyons, Wilson Tarpe Jr. And again, welcome to Wizards Outlook. Cardell, we'll start with you. Then Ray, if you just want to share your initial thoughts on tonight's game.
I thought it was important to get a win. It's been a minute. They haven't won the preseason. I think their last win was the game in the bubble against the Celtics. But obviously, the Celtics rested their core guys. Getting ready for the playoffs and whatnot. Before that, I think they lost like 9. So technically, they really haven't beat a strong team in a while. And I thought that was just to get the feeling back. With a lot of young players comers on the team. But I thought I thought in Westbrook, they felt his impact right away. Controlling the pace of the grind going. Thomas Bryant had a big game tonight. Just giving them easy looks, get his motor going or whatnot. And then, first half, their defense was, set the tone. And this goes back to what we said last show. All I'm focused on is their defense. They can score with the best of them when they're on their game, but defense is what's going to separate them. If they can be a legitimate playoff team or they're going to be back in the lottery, that's the defensive end is going to determine that. They had 13 steals, and then the ball movement offensively was just beautiful. They had 15 assists in the first half, 13 steals in the first half, and 15 assists in the first half. That's just great basketball on both ends, man. And I can't remember the last time we seen a Wizards team hold a team 20s in every quarter. Seemed like they were allergic. Seemed like everything, scoring 30 to 40 points each quarter, man. So, it was just beautiful. It was just good to see, man. Even when Detroit came back against the guys that's trying to get in the rotation, stick on the team late in the game, those guys with the Wizards fought and held on. So, overall, it was a great all-around effort for the most part.
Right.
Yeah, man. Cardell hit it on the head. It was a pretty good showing for them, and it was good to get one in the win column. Even though it's preseason game, it still does something for your morale. To see that final scoreboard in your favor. And like you said, Russ's impact, it was obvious from the get go. I noticed as soon as they got the jump ball, and he immediately pushed the ball, into the half court with pace. And I think they got a quick basket off of it. It just shows what he's going to bring to that team, and also took some pressure off of Brad. They couldn't swarm him like they did last game, and he looked like he had a little extra pep in his step. I'm pretty sure his eyes lit up seeing just one guy defending him. With the type of scorer that he is. But again, their defense was the effort was much better than the last game. They competed the whole way through. Detroit didn't get a lot of clean looks. They forced them to make some tough shots. They turned them over. They played tough. From the starters all the way down to the guys trying to find their way on the team. It was a great all around effort. A good way to end the preseason. Going into the regular season. I think they get started on Wednesday. So, they got some positive momentum going into that first game against Philly. But yeah, man, it's exciting. Davis, he came in, hit his first shot, and it's obvious he's here to shoot threes. He didn't get one to go down for a little while after that, but he got good looks. The offense looked good, but like Cardell said, that's not a concern. It's with the defensive end is going to make or break them. And, this effort tonight reflected the effort they had against the Nets. And, if they can have those type of games more often than not, then they'll be in good shape.
All right. I just have to ask, it's not to be funny or mean or anything else. Was I the only one that kind of was struggling accepting what I was seeing with the Robin Lopez 3-point attempts?
Try and be like his brother, man.
I mean, I'm used to seeing Brooke do it, but it took me a couple times, and I was struggling. Is this a thing?
Man, look.
When the first one went in, I was scared. Man. I was a weird feeling. I was scared in it.
Man, look,
I was conflicted,
Look,
bro.
though, I remember him in college. Yeah, I remember him in college. It was like walking on glass to watch him do a post move, man. Now he he shot that three. I was just like, all right, man. Look, we'll let you rock. Don't get crazy with it though. Now, if he start taking like 5 or more, I'm done. We lottery bound. No disrespect, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, get under that basket, do the dirty work, dog.
Oh man, but now, like you guys said, there was definitely some moments where the willingness to share the ball, some really good sequences of them really passing the heck out the ball. Also, a couple of sequences with a little bit of overpassing. And that's something that that's not a negative thing either. Enjoyed one of the things I've enjoyed through the first few preseason games, how many different folks they have on the roster now that could go get a board and push it once they get the board. That's something fun where we've seen in past times here. Sometimes that wasn't always the case. Obviously it'd be interesting to see who really steps up on that second unit for during the non-Russ and non-Brad minutes. That's going to be fun, in the early part of the season. See how that goes. With the Pistons, Josh Jackson. The talent's the talent. And again, just taking advantage of the opportunity thus far. Jeremy Grant, again, continued to show off his ever improving offensive game. It was kind of opposite for the Pistons tonight. The Wizards turned the ball over 15 times their last matchup in the first half. Tonight, I believe the Pistons turned it over 15 times in the first half. And then, you saw them kind of get back into it. In the second half, different groups were on the court, but still they kind of found their way back into it. And, the game was close down a stretch. Cardell, want to ask you, on your side of it, hearing what the Wizards were saying post-game, and then, I'll chime in with the Pistons.
Start with Scott Brooks. You just pleased with the effort, finally. All-around effort. I think they I ain't going to say a full 48, but they put, let's say, a good 35, 40-minute game together where they did what they should have did on both ends, did what they were supposed to do. He still hasn't came to a conclusion who will start at the three. Obviously he got to brainstorm about that. And I'm going to ask y'all a question about that after this is done before we get off. He got some tough decisions to make. And obviously who determined who's going to be up front. I think Thomas Bryant solidified himself as a starting center. We obviously know who's going to be in the backcourt. I know Rui's been out, but it's safe to say he's going to be a starter. So who's going to be at that 3 spot? Or will he try to put Rui at the 3 spot and go big? You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's been saying throughout training camp it's going to be fluid, because I think it determines which team they're going to play. Like they play Philly in the opener. That's Embiid, pretty big. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's wise to kind of go small. You know what I'm saying? You might need some size in there. You might need to start not Rodman, to deal with him. But right now, I know Thomas deserves to start the way he's been playing. He's probably been their most consistent player. He's not shocked about what Russ did. He said that's what Russ does. You know what I'm saying? That's the impact. And you felt it from the opening tip, just the pace and how he controlled it. And a lot of people don't understand controlling the pace also helps your defense. And that's something that got away from them the last game. You know what I mean? If you can't control the pace, and those guys on the run, they're just going to run you out the gym. Whereas they make 2 or 3 bad in a row with Russ, he's slowing that thing up. You know what I'm saying? And controlling and getting guys good shots. So you can score, and it kind of kills their momentum or keeps you at arm's length to sustain and battle with their run. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't understand all that ties together, but you got to be a veteran and have the skill set and IQ to know when and how to do that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I saw last game. You know what I'm saying? So they got to clean that up. But Russ, he came in right after Brooks. He said that's his job. They talked about Thomas Bryant at the beginning. He said that's my job to get these guys going. Both Brooks and Russ are high on Denny. They say he'll be a real good player in the league. He just had to figure some things out. The game has to slow down for him. He's going to have tough stretches, as all rookies do, but he said it's our job to help him get through those tough stretches. So, he can also he can be productive as much as possible, for his rookie year. So that's what they're focused on, man. Now they're moving forward, getting ready for the opener, man. It's just being consistent. That's the tone I got from both of those guys.
All right. From the visiting team side of it, Coach Casey made it clear: don't take anything, don't read into anything about the rotations that you saw for the Detroit Pistons. He was essentially saying, man, we're just trying to throw different guys out there, try to get different looks. As we've all mentioned before, it's a condensed preseason. Because a couple folks were asking about the rotation. He's just like, look, like it. He pretty much at one point he was just like, if you figured it out, that meant y'all figured it out before I did. We're just trying to put stuff together right now. And people playing time, like so about late in the game, bringing Killian and Jeremy back in. That was just an example of that. Again, he was just preaching about what they're going to be as a team. Defense first. Killian echoed that, as is. I'm going to mispronounce his name. Svi. He also echoed that, and that's all Detroit's really focused on is the defensive end of the floor, and they know they have to cut out the turnovers. They talk about the stark difference between what they are as a team when they take care of the ball, and we saw in the first half of this game what they look like when they don't take care of the ball. So that's really a big thing there. And the last thing from Coach Casey, just on Josh. Josh has really played well on both ends of the floor. Talented young man. He just needed an opportunity. He's going to be a big plus for us this year. Cardell, I think you said you had a question though you wanted to ask.
Yeah, I got a couple of tough questions I wanted to ask the panel. Who should be the opening night starters against the Sixers? I want to get your thoughts. We start with you, Raymond. Wizards rapid fire.
I'm about to say this is a Tuesday, man.
I know, right? Man, I think he made a solid point about needing some size going up against Philly. So, I wouldn't be surprised, based on his availability, if we saw Lopez, Rui, and Thomas Bryant, along with of course Brad and Russ. But on a more consistent basis at that 3 spot, man, it's tough. Man, I wouldn't be shocked if we saw Denny get that slot. He's obviously very talented. He is a rookie, but I mean, if he's playing the best and he's the most talented person there, then why not throw him out there? I mean, he's going to have to learn and adjust at some point. He's competing on the defensive end, which they sorely need. In the offensive part, I don't think anybody was really worried about that coming into it. Like you said, he just needs to figure some things out and learn the NBA. So, I really wouldn't be surprised to see him get the bulk of the starts right there.
All right, Wilson.
Backcourt already penciled in. Bertans got to play because you're paying him a bag. So he's going to be in there at the 4. I think TB stays at the 5. It's just a matter, I guess, depending on who they're going against, how quickly he comes in the game. And then I guess I'm probably gonna go. I think Denny's the best person for the 3 right now. So yeah, I'll go Denny. Who'd you have though, Cardell?
Quiet as kept. Troy Brown's played well in the preseason. I think he's been right behind Troy, the most consistent. I wouldn't be surprised to see Brooks storm out there to open night just to see what he does with Rui and Thomas, just to have some versatility on the 3. I think eventually Denny will kind of rough his way into it. Not saying he'll replace Troy, but I think it's fluid, like he said. I think him being a rookie right now, I don't think he'll throw him in the fire quite just like, similar to a lot of rookies that came on show, like Penny Hardaway didn't start when he first got to Scott Skiles was the starter with the Magic, just for example. You know what I'm saying? Penny came off the bench, and then eventually, even Scott Skiles knew I was grooming him for that. But I think he kind of feels like Troy been here for a few years. He paid his dues, going back and forth with the G League your opportunity to start and see if you want to. But the one thing you saw throughout training camp, especially this game and the last game, guys are starting to feel the rotation spots kind of get locked up, and minutes gonna be scarce. And if you ain't improving during training camp, which is how it should be fair. That's all any hooper asks for. Just give me a fair shot, and if I perform, give me what I earn. If I don't perform, and what I'm saying, that's all it is. So, I think he's performed. I think he earned it. He's paid his dues. The last couple of years. Never complained, never did no dumb stuff. He just worked. So I think he should get the shot at being the starter for right now. You know what I mean? And we'll see what happens, man.
All right.
And
last one.
Last one. Got one more. Who should be the backup point guard? Ish or Raul?
Oh boy.
Ish or Raul. Yeah.
I'll take this one. I'll go. And I don't know how popular it's going to be. Raul Neto should be the backup point guard. Yeah.
Okay.
Raul Neto. Yep. That's where I'm at with it. Yep.
Man, I can't argue with that. I mean, he's been making sound decisions. He's been playing well. Like, I mean, we know what he's just capable of. He's a nice scoring punch to come in and be like instant offense. But I mean, if we're going by preseason, Neto he's proved he's capable. Like, yeah, man, I mean, I know some people might get caught up because Ish is fast and athletic and he can score and all that. But I mean, Neto, he runs the team when he's in there.
Cardell.
I'm with y'all. I'm with both of y'all, man. Look, I'm a results dude. I don't care nothing about all the feelings. Look, man, give you a fair shot. Show me what you got. After that, we gotta make tough decisions, man. Look how tough it is, man. We on the media side of it. Think about how tough it is for Brooks and Tommy and those guys. You know what I'm saying? And shout out Tommy, man. I'm giving him credit, man. Like he brought some dogs in here. Like people when they signed RO, people was laughing. I saw the comments on IG and Twitter. People were literally laughing in our comments, like, "What? I might as well go try out." Like, you know how dudes are around. I ain't got that. So, but the boy can hoop. Like, he ain't no joke. He can hoop. And I know you say Ish can score. He can score. Three levels, man. He's strapped. He can run a team. He quick. I'm like, look, man. Yeah. And he a pro. Like, he just come to work. He don't. I mean, look. It is what it is, man. Like, you gotta get a guy the nod, man, right now. I mean, I know that wasn't expected, but he's played better in the preseason. I know it's preseason, but that's what you have these games for, to kind of sort all that out. You know what I'm saying? And his production, his results have been better. So, agreeing with y'all, man. He should back up.
Yeah, I just think that like the thing that made it easy for me is just a steady hand. It's a steady hand. It's another steadying hand. I don't think you can ever have too many of those on a roster, regardless of what position it comes at. It's kind of a big thing. All right, you guys had anything else to add? There's a few days, off in terms of between the next Wizards game. The next one will actually count. It will be a regular season game, and they open against one of the better teams in the East. So, those like literally we get opening night. If you don't show up in that one, it can get ugly very, very quickly. So,
man, trade rumors going on in that team, so it's gonna be some motivated people. Like, I ain't trying to leave. I ain't trying to get moved. I got my career. I'm trying to stay. And B gonna be trying to eat, man, because that pressure. Number one player in the league, you're gonna see.
Go ahead. You about to say something, Ray?
No, I was just asking if Cardell got frozen. But yeah, that's gonna be.
I was gonna say, like, we're gonna see a lot of people not trying to get moved, and and B gonna be on one. He always like he feel like He's the most unstoppable player in the league. So we're gonna see. You know, it's gonna be fun. And Thomas Bryant have his work cut off for him. So hey, it gets real now. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and shout out, like you guys said, shout out to TB too. The work that he's put in. You know, just the trail threes. There's no more hesitation in it, man.
Yeah.
Like you're almost to the point now, you know, when they swing it to him, and you know, at one point it sounded like he would think, man, that thing's just locked and loaded. There's no gate. We already know what it is, and we're almost to the place when we're getting to the point where we're closely expecting the desired result once it gets swung to him as that trail three too. So shout out to him for the work that he's put in. And then, you know, see a little improvement on defense, but you know, we're gonna see what happens when the opening night curtain. You know, like you said, Cardell, he get Embiid to start the year. So we're gonna see very quickly.
Just live out there. And speaking of Embiid, just don't live out there like sometimes Embiid do when he be getting himself in trouble, fall in love with the three.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dog, they stop you on the block, man. We're like, what are you doing, man? I mean, that's my only thing with these guys shooting threes. I don't mind it here and there to keep the defense honest and stuff. And if you hide it, definitely keep going. Don't. We don't need you to be Steph, dog. You know what I mean? There's only one 7-footer that can shoot like Steph, and he's in Brooklyn. That's it.
Now you're right though. Like that's the thing. The team, just as much as those trail threes are great, man, crashing offensive glass is even more important for this group. Running the floor with this group is that much more important. You know, setting screens, diving, all those things. You know, I'll trade you going 10 for 10 on those types of activities over 1 for 3 from 3. You know, you team needs it. So you know, we look forward to it. I know everybody's excited. Opening night for the league is on Tuesday, then Wednesday for the Wizards, and we will see you guys. We'll see you guys on Tuesday in some shape, form, or fashion. We'll definitely see you guys on Wednesday for Wizards Outlook. Y'all have a good one, and good night.